Greetings people, 'tis I, 480 volts, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XII. You know what it means whenever you see this party together. It means we're about to face another long, overly drawn-out boss. I have gone through the Great Crystal Palace, or the Great Crystal, I should say, and you remember the video I made where we basically went through the Great Crystal and got a bunch of stuff, and we went deep into the Great Crystal and eventually led us to Ultima. At the end of, I believe it was at the end of the Ultima video, I basically made my way to a certain point. That's this point right here, a Vikari Surusi. And I said, beyond this gate is something awesome. And then the next video I said, nope, just kidding. You have to accept the Yasmat hunt in order for that thing to be available, which I have done. As you remember, I did that in the last video. So now the thing I was trying to do back then should be available. Let's look at my setup real quick. Basically, everybody's wearing bubble belts, and I gave Vaughn the Ragnarok instead of the Excalibur. Alright, let's look at our gambits. It's this stuff that we usually do. Self-reverse, decoy, haste, bravery for Vaughn, and just attack whatever is nearby. And then for the girls, it's get reverse on themselves first, then get reverse on Vaughn, then get decoy on Vaughn. If he hasn't done any of this already, arise anybody who dies, bravery on themselves, and also Penelo has to get haste on herself and Ash. There you go. Sounds simple enough, and then they just attack whatever's available. Let's actually activate my gambits, because I haven't done that. Alright, so they're gonna go ahead and start reversing and decoying and all the things and hasting and bravery. Honestly, the hardest part is getting to this point, because this room and the previous room, oh man, you just get swarmed by almost endless amounts of forbiddens, and they're very annoying, and a lot of the rare game evil spirits. So yeah, just very annoying. I really just hate the Great Crystal with a passion. Alright, looks like we're all done. Let's head to the next room. Oh, we got some boss music. Well, what the heck is that? Well, my friends, if you did not accept the Yasmat hunt, you would still find this guy, but he would be in a state of inactivity, and accepting the Yasmat hunt activates him. This is... oh, I'm not even close enough to see what it is. This is Omega Mark 12. Alright. Yeah, Omega weapon. Now, does he have... he really doesn't have any buffs as far as I'm aware of, so we'll just wail on him. And he has this laser beam which hits for a lot of damage, so there you go. But the strategy is simple, just wail on him and make sure we maintain reverse and decoy. I'm making sure we cast reverse on the entire party because, you know, in those moments where it wears off of Vaughn, he might hit one of the girls or decoy, whatever. He does have a return damage effect going on, so we are slowly leaking HP every time we hit him. We're losing a little bit of our soul each time we damage him, but it's okay. I'll just keep an eye on the HP. May have Penelo attack herself every now and then. Yeah, that might be a good idea. And yeah, this guy, well, he's pretty powerful. So, you know, the fight, it's not the longest fight in the entire world, obviously. In fact, I would say that even the Behemoth King is probably longer than this. You know, just go ahead and attack yourself, Penelo, because you're taking a lot of, there you go, much better. Oh, and he hit her anyway, so what do you know? He does absorb Holy Elemental, which is why I switched out swords for Vaughn. You don't want the Excalibur. But since I got this fancy new Ragnarok... okay, and now, yeah, he does that. He will sometimes berserk your tank. And the reason why this could be an issue is, well, when your tank is berserked, he can't cast reverse or decoy on himself. Now, thankfully, the girls are going to be doing that for him. So I'm just going to let him be reversed. I could dispel him, but then it's like, then I got to, like, reset up the buffs. Nah, they might as well just, he might as well just stay reversed, or stay berserked. he's gonna be even more powerful and faster, so really Omega just kind of shot himself in the foot. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you right now, in terms of super bosses in this game, yeah, this one's not that bad. I think Ultima was a lot harder than this one, because Ultima kept you moving. And even as far as Omegas in the franchise, this is definitely one of the easiest. Because really the main thing you have to worry about is that laser beam. Now, I will say, even when you... Okay. There we go. Even when Decoy is on, and he focuses all his attention on the tank, he has this other move. It's like it's almost like a backhanded kick thing that he can sometimes do and hit the girls in back, and damage them too, which is why I'm actually not terribly worried about return damage, because every once in a while they'll just get hit. But apart from that, he really just does the laser beam. That's like about the only... He really only knows like 2 or 3 moves. I think he can do a couple insta-kill moves, I'm not sure. He has 0 area of effect moves, he never buffs himself, and he doesn't have any palings. And the way I see it, who is more powerful, this guy or Ultima? Ultima does not have nearly as much HP, and I feel like her attacks just aren't as powerful, whereas this guy is. But I don't know, she just keeps you moving. The way I see it, Ultima is sort of like fighting a very agile, like ninja or samurai who's like constantly like dodging and rolling and jump kicking and doing all these things. That she's not that powerful, but she has a lot of technique in it, and she will wear you out. With Omega, it's more like this big, massively ripped dude comes storming towards you and starts punching you, like caveman punching you in the face over and over and over again. And that punch hurts. And that's all he's gonna do, basically. So yeah, Omega, not that difficult. Okay, he did kill Vaughn. I don't know if he one-shotted him, or I think he just, what the heck is going on? Oh, he killed Ash, too. That's not good. That's actually very bad. That's okay. We'll get her back up on her feet. He must have just gotten lucky with the reverse times. You know, there was no reverse going on, so he just got lucky. It's all right. Let's continue on the fight. What was I gonna say? Oh, I'll say one thing about this Omega that I love. I love that it's a machine. So, I mean, because that's how Omegas are supposed to be. Typically in the franchise, Omegas are machines. And I don't like how... I talked about how they got Ultima right in this game, as opposed to, say, Final Fantasy X. I hate dogging on Final Fantasy X because, you know, I love Final Fantasy X. It's one of my favorite games of all time. But I don't like the way they did Ultima, and I don't like the way they did Omega. Omega was basically an unsent summoner who was unsent for so long that he turned into a fiend, as unsent people in that game typically do. And that's not the way Omega was never... In previous games, Omega was never an organic being. Omega was always a machine. And I like that in this game, Omega is a machine. So this game got both Ultima and Omega right. Now, in terms of, like, attack strategy, yeah, Omega's very, very caveman, which may not be consistent with previous models. But honestly, it's kind of a mercy campaign compared to some of the other enemies we've been fighting. It's like they gave us a break. Yeah, he takes a little while, but actually this is the fastest I've fought him. Like, we've almost got him, and usually the fight takes longer than that. Okay. Come on, we've almost got him. No! Now Ash is dead. Come on, let's get Ash back on her feet. We gotta finish buffing. Come on. Yep, and he's dead. Yep. Not that difficult. Again, if you didn't have reverse, I don't know how you're beating this guy. But we have reverse, so I beat this guy. Woo! That was fun. Actually, I gotta say, I do remember, though, freaking out. You remember jump scare videos where, like, you know, there's something, you know, they make you watch something and then, like, something pops up out and then just, like, scares you and gives you a heart attack? Yeah, so... Oh, he dropped something. What did he drop? An Omega badge. Probably a piece of loot that means absolutely nothing to me. Alright, let's disable these gambits real quick. Well, get over here, Penelo. I'm gonna dispel everybody real quick so we can get this, reverse stuff off. Yeah, so I remember... Yeah, you want to talk about a jump scare. When I was, doing my initial test run of this game... Oh, that's right, reverse needs Isunaga. When I was doing my initial test run of this game, I remember, when I got to, this section, the Great Crystal, I was like, I gotta figure out how to properly navigate this place, and that's when I found Jagged.com. And so I started navigating Jagged, the map on Jagged, right? And I just see out of the corner of my eye on the map, I see this one screen that says, oh, and over here is Omega Mark 12. Would you like to know just how much my heart stopped, like just how long my heart remained stagnant? How long it stopped beating? Because I thought the first thing that entered my head was, there are 12 Omegas in this game? And I was like, oh gosh. Like, when I tell you that I was so scared, but obviously, no, it's just, no, like, they're just, you know, this is Final Fantasy 12, this is Omega Mark 12, even though this is not the 12th Omega we have fought. But yeah, that tripped me up the first time. I'm just setting all my other gambits, my normal gambits back up. There's nothing there. No, don't do that. Do that, do that, do that, do that, do that. Yep. Now turn those on. Turn those on. Turn those on. Let's see. Need to switch parties. We don't need you anymore. We instead need you. And y'all can go back to embroidered tippets. And you can go back to the Excalibur. Alright, well guess what, guys? I need to walk all the way back out of the Great Crystal. I'm not gonna make you suffer through it. I'll get to the other side. Honestly speaking, I don't think there's anything else for me to do. Like, there's no, like, special reward you get for defeating Ultima or Omega or anything like that, so I don't really need to do anything. Like, talking to Mont Blanc isn't gonna do anything. I am kind of curious what that Omega badge is. I guess it's loot. Yeah, badge awarded for felling the legendary weapon, the Omega Mark 12, the sign of a true hero of Ivalice. Yes, I am the Omega Destroyer. Heck yeah. We're putting up a lot of names for ourselves these days. Anyway, because with all the super monsters we've slain. Anyway, I think this is going to be the video. Short video, but I wanted Omega to get his own spotlight. So in the next video, we'll begin one more optional dungeon. And then we'll see where to go from there. So thank you all so much for watching. My name's 480 Volts. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Peaces!